good to... Are you using a new soap or something? Got one of those scented bath things? Because I don't want this to sound weird, but you smell really good. Almost dragony. Alright, that sounded weird.
I've started training as a Reaver. Part of the process involves drinking dragon blood.
Ah, okay. That'll do it. I mean, we all smell a bit better than the elves and the humans. But you're just working it now. I've heard about Reavers. Brutally efficient. Get meaner the more they hurt. Warriors after my own heart.
I've noticed that your fighting style has a lot in common with a Reaver. Are you...
No. Guess I just stumbled on a similar style. I've always been good at reading people. Part of that is knowing how to make them flinch. They can hit me, they can hurt me, but they can't beat me.
Is there any reason dragon blood smells good to you?
Nothing I know of. Always had a thing for dragons, though. Most Qunari do. Maybe there's something tying us to them, deep in the blood. Or maybe it's just that dragons are really badass.
You don't have any trouble with Reavers, then?
Not with their fighting style, anyway. I care more about the why than the what. So, why'd you start drinking the blood?
I like the raw ferocity of the Reavers. The way they tear into enemies with abandon.
Yeah, that makes sense. As Inquisitor, you've got to keep track of the diplomatic crap, the tactical planning. Sometimes, you just want to cut loose and rip someone apart. Just make sure you come back.
What's going on, everybody? How'd you get a kick out of that? That was Iron Bull's response to finding out I'm a Reaver. Damn, you smell good, man. You're working it. This is awesome. Apparently, depending on your specialization, a lot of your followers will talk to you about it, you know, react a certain way and stuff. Good reason to come in and experiment with all the different builds and stuff. I can see coming in later on once I played the game a billion times and everything's kind of old hat, picking the different specializations and running around and talking to everybody just to see what they'll say. I could see doing that. Other Dragon Age games and even Mass Effect games, I would just take around different party members in different combinations just to see what they say. You know, sometimes just stand somewhere, you know, just, you know, checking out the view, listen to music, and wait for them to start talking just to see how they'll interact with one another. You can tell the ones that hate each other and the ones that really like each other, and some are kind of begrudgingly liking each other, like Sarah and Solus, kinda, you know, that type of thing. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we got everything translated, right? For our scholar, got our bridges built, and yada yada yada, that type of thing. Doing all that here. And then, good thing about those, yeah, see right here, these cost power to do these, but I mean, we've got plenty of that now, especially turning in all the requisitions to get up our Inquisition, our Inquisitor influence, or whatever you call it, to get our perks and stuff. Each time you turn in something at the requisition table, it's a PowerPoint, and I couldn't tell you how many we've turned in already, and how many more we probably will. I'm really trying to get to the point where I have the perks that I like really want. What I would say the needed ones, as opposed to the convenience ones. Convenience ones are like extra inventory, a few extra health potions, things like that. But stuff like extra focus, the ability to open hard locks, which of course is much more important than potions or anything else, the ability to get loot. I mean, that comes first, right? And things like that. So once I get all those, I won't really be sweating all that stuff as much. Probably won't be using my materials for requisitions near as much as, you know, crafting gear and stuff. But for right now, I'd like to get all the perks that I can really use. All right, now this ancient laboratory, which we apparently found, unlocks something too. It probably showed a little note on the bottom of the screen too, you know, unlocked such and such mission available at the war table. And so, anyway, that was that. That's fine. So anybody who's not busy, we need to assign them to go do, I don't know, something. Yeah, Liliana, go mess with the nobles party. Go crap in their punch bowl or something. There you go. All right. While you're doing that, we will go back there and go find a dragon. How's that sound? Oh, give you guys an update. And this is bad news, actually. Really, well, it maybe not terrible. Just depends on how it works out. But they have, and this is as of today, February 13th is when I'm actually editing this right now. They have nerfed, and I think they did this a few days ago, actually. I think the last patch actually came out this last weekend. I don't know. It's been a little while. Anyway, here's one of these things. There was like 4 or 5 of these. I'm just showing you one. That these carcasses I had to find for as signs of dragon attacks for the scholar. Anyway, so I'm going to go report that to him. Anyway, that's what that was. That was the last of like 4 or 5 of them. But anyway, found out in this patch what they did was they nerfed the rampage ability. I mean, you know, 40 hours into this Let's Play, focused specifically on this build. Hell, if I've talked, which some of you might even say I talk too much, 80% of that talking too much has been about builds. You know, that's what this is really geared towards. You know, my experience, my gameplay, what I'm really passionate about is builds here. And what do? They nerf my rampage ability.
Oh, my fellow researcher, what can I do for
I'll
you?
get to that in a second. Hold on.
My people have translated that into manuscript.
Studies on dragon hunting patterns? Migrations? Ha! Durant's theory that dragons can't see the color blue is refuted. Now, I need to determine the appropriate spots so the lures can be planted. If you've observed anything, perhaps Gurn with the claw and burn marks of a dragon attack, I would be glad to hear of it.
I've spotted several dragon signs around the approach.
Most excellent, my friend. I don't suppose you noted the wound pattern? No matter, I'll look into that later. Andraste's mercy. From what I can tell, the dragon has been moving east and will be scouring the wastes next. Naturally, the dragon's hunting ground is full of miscreants, White Claw raiders. They've covered the area in traps for Maker only knows reasons. Quite a mess.
We'll have to speak some other time.
Alright, so we need to go undo these traps that the White Claw Raiders have left out. And I'll get to this in a second, too. I learned something here. Or I think I learned something. But anyway, getting back to the Rampage ability, they did 2 things. They nerfed the crap out of it. Why they're picking on the Reaver Tree so much, I don't know. I don't know what the BioWare Brain Trust is thinking when they did this. But they took away the lifesteal ability. If you notice the last couple of videos, I'm like, why are my basic attacks not pulling any life from these enemies? When I go in there pell-mell with my eyes closed, swinging my sword as hard and as fast as I can, I'm thinking to stay alive, I can pull life back, you know, to kind of make up for the damage I'm taking while I'm in the middle of the crowd. Well, that wasn't happening. And apparently that's one of the nerfs. The other nerf is you no longer get the speed boost of Rampage. It no longer applies to Dragon Rage. So Dragon Rage DPS has gone down, okay, because you can no longer Dragon Rage faster. But the compensation for that is that Dragon Rage now essentially just balances out. In other words, when you use it, it doesn't bring life back to you, but it doesn't cost any life either. You get to use Dragon Rage essentially for free for a second, which, considering it's semi-situational there, in that respects, it's even less worth using now than it was before, in my opinion. I wasn't going to use it before. I'm certainly not going to now. This was going to be a Berserker build, and even more so now. But I'm thinking a possible alternative now, and something that's kind of starting to look even more attractive. If I wasn't going to do it before, I certainly might now, is take Ring of Pain and have Devour available, and then only use Ring of Pain when I have Rampage active. And essentially hit Ring of Pain, then hit Rampage, and then if I get into dire straits, hit Devour, and with Ring of Pain active, I should essentially pull back most of my missing health. And, you know, in the middle of dishing out even additional amount of pain. I think it's a 15% damage buff from Ring of Pain, 30% damage buff or more for the 3rd tier Rampage, and then any other damage buffs that I have active from things like Taunt. and things like that, which are stuff that I do still keep active in my skill tree. See what I'm saying?
Very unlikely that she could be nesting at this time of year. Ah, fellow researcher, how can I help you?
The raiders are no longer in the way.
I've made note of the appropriate spots in the wastes for you to place lures. Place this bait, and then wait. It will be a momentous achievement in draconology.
I'm off to plant the bait for the High Dragon.
I cannot wait to hear your observations. You must make note of how she circles the hunting area.
We'll have to speak some other time.
Anyway, so not a major change, and I already have Ring of Pain active. It just depends on whether I want to sink a point into Devour or not. Anyway, notice I'm putting, okay, off to this. I'm putting the bait right back into where the lures were. Now remember, it was even a comment made by Varric after we talked to the researcher. He goes, it's strange that they're leaving this researcher alone. Apparently, his studies were on how to bait this dragon. They intercepted his research, but left the researcher alone, okay? So he could go on with his research and pass his notes along, and they could intercept the notes and lay bait exactly where we're laying it right now. Well, it'd been nice if we didn't have to destroy their bait, if we could have just left it there, killed them off, and just used their bait for ourselves.
I want you to know, you're the
Essentially
best.
what we're doing now, but either way, that kind of clarified that mystery as to why they were leaving the researcher alone. They wanted to bait the dragon for themselves. To be used for the Venatori, or the Venatori claiming the dragon for the Elder One, or I don't know why, but they wanted the dragon. Anyway, they don't get him, we get him, they're dead, we're alive, and now the dragon's about to be dead too. All right, here we go. Not exactly sure what level this dragon is. I have a feeling we're a little over leveled for him. I really do. Look at this guy. Isn't he just badass?
Dragon. Let's be sure she leaves us in one piece.
I know Iron Bull's ready. This is like his favorite thing in the whole history of everything ever. Look at him flying in front of the sun. I love that. Talk about a screenshot. That, you can make a painting of that. That's badass. I guess essentially maybe this is one of the first dragons you're supposed to face in the game. You don't have to, but I think that's kind of how it's actually meant to be. I think we were supposed to fight the Ferelden guy a little later or something like that. Lo and behold, we've already fought, what, 2 dragons, right? This makes our 3rd. I wonder if the Elder One gets his hands on a dragon, or even a dead dragon, can he turn it into, let's see, level 14? Okay, yeah, I'm over. My party's 15, I'm 16. Everybody else is 15, so we're a little over for this. Sorry, guys. Well, this is going to be actually kind of easy. Yeah, well, I'm trying not to overlevel. I mean, you know, I don't know how much more I have to skip to not overlevel. Be nice if the dragon's just leveled with you infinitely, regardless of all the enemies, for that matter. I don't care about the XP you get. I just, you know, want the challenge to be there. Everything to always be on an even playing field, or even just a little over. You know, I don't mind walking in at 15 when they're all 16s and 17s, but vice versa. I'm not really a big fan of that. I mean, it's okay every once in a while. I don't mind out-leveling an area while I'm in it, but I'd mentioned this before, even if they kept the XP the same way it is, like, alright, here's a level 14 dragon, for example. Let's say we come back at level 19 and fight this guy. I would like him to be a level 19 dragon, but at level 19, you wouldn't get any XP for a level 14 dragon. Well, then don't give me any XP. Give me the loot. You don't have to give me XP, but still give me a level 19 dragon. Whatever level I'm at, I think that it should be even. I don't think you should be able to walk in at any point and dragons as noble and regal as these guys are should ever be weak to you. Ever. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyway. If I want weak dragons that I can one-shot and stuff, I'll go play Skyrim. Sorry, but, you know. This dude's just, he's still badass, though. I love that move where he stomps both feet and builds guard and says, yeah, come on with it. That's just cool, you know? That's just really cool. Yeah, see, when come in here. Now, to be fair, I did do another video all by itself where we came in and I think we were all 13s. Pretty sure. Anyway, we came in here and this was a fair fight. He knocked us out a few times. We knocked him down a few times. We won at the end, but we felt like you know, we'd actually been in a fight. It was pretty cool. Okay, so I'm thinking with this build here, right, the lifesteal is really, you know, come think of it, really, I mean, according to the way I was going to build it anyway, it's really just an inconvenience more than anything else. Okay, so I go in with a regen potion or something like that. Or like I say, go in with Devour and have Devour. I was debating it before. Well, now it seems a little bit more likely I'll probably do that. Especially considering I can get some boost from Ring of Pain, which I already have picked. The upgrade for Ring of Pain really only applies to Dragon Rage, which I'm not going to, so I don't have to spend another point in it. And since it's already there, I might as well use it type of thing. It's not such a wasted skill point. But it raises Devour's health return from, I think, 0.2 to 0.6 points of health for every point that's missing. So you essentially get 60% of your health back with the use of Devour, as opposed to 20% using it by itself, as long as Ring of Pain is active. So if I have Ring of Pain active and have Berserk active, then I can use Devour then too, and those would essentially be for themselves, and I would still have one button left over on my second hotkey set to apply to either Warcry or Challenge. Now, I'm thinking if I do away with Warcry, I can literally respec and pull that point from that side of the tree. Or I can keep it because the challenge side is, I'm going to keep that no matter what. Because the last thing on the challenge side is the one where you get extra damage for taunted enemies, I believe, right? Yeah, okay. And so on the Warcry side, down that left side is more defense stuff. If I remember right, it's build up guard and then enemies take damage for hitting you. And I had looked at maybe putting some points into, you know, going on down there if I run out of other things to pick once I get into my 20s, you know. Also, I have at least one more Amulet of Power coming. Or two, or who knows how many of those in the game. So there's some free points there. So I think I'd probably be able to do that. I may not ever have to respec. Haven't had to yet. Been using Warcry up until now, but I've been kind of liking Challenge in its ranged taunt. But it's a single target deal. And with Warcry, I kind of like the multiple targets to where everyone around you is weakened, or at least they're going to take more damage. And you build guard for each enemy that's around you also, which, you know, comes in a little, it allows you to take an extra hit. Essentially what it's good for, but that challenge is kind of working the same as far as that goes. I don't know, it's kind of a toss-up.
Yes? Did you need something?
The High Dragon attacked me when I planted the bait. I'm afraid it's dead.
She attacked? How wonderful! You had a first-hand view of her behavior. Did you take any notes on her aggressive posturing? I suppose you wouldn't have. No matter. I should very much like to interview you. At a later time, of course. I could join your Inquisition. My expertise could be of use, and your scouts could help me find other specimens.
Certainly. I'm sure the Inquisition could use a draconologist.
Excellent. I'm sure my research will be of great use to you.
All right, so we get another agent out of this. Oh, that's cool. I don't know exactly which category he falls under, but I'll take it. All right, there we go. That's one more free perk point, essentially. One more thing unlocked. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll continue on with this area and try to get out of here eventually. All right, if you want to subscribe, click that button over my head, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.